Hi everyone, I'm Raphaël and this is Jacob. We're two of the co-founders of Alice, so you get two for the price of one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So we do donations. We're a donation platform. The name actually Alice stands for the Alice who's always giving to Bob, so she's a giver, and we're all about giving. And we created Alice because basically charities have a big trust issue, right? So this is why whenever you see these guys, when you get out of the tube or whatever, you tend to do everything that you can to avoid eye contact and avoid them giving them any money because they're really good at getting the money. So there's no way that I was going to take their picture and not get convinced to actually donate something. But the problem isn't that they're really good at getting money from you. The problem is that, for most people at least, is that when you give that money, you have no way of knowing whether it's going to make an impact and what they're actually going to do with it, right? And we're based in the UK. We're based in London. There was a survey last year done by the Charity Commission over there that showed that actually it's a really big problem, that the level of public trust is falling. It's the lowest ever recorded. And when they drilled down into what was causing that trust deficit, they found that it's mainly because there's a lack of transparency and there's a lack of accountability into how the charities use the money that they're given. And it's not just a problem for just sort of everyday donors, people like you and me. It's also a problem for the government. It's also a problem for big foundations that are giving grants. They're putting charities under pressure to just be more accountable and transparent. And that problem is something that the sector as a whole is starting to see as an existential threat that's really threatening their funding model, and they're starting to see the impact of that because they're getting less donations. So as I said, that's why we created Alice. The idea is to make it really easy for charities to be more transparent and more accountable, so they can raise more funds to get involved, to basically do all the amazing work that they're doing. There are 160,000 charities just in the UK, and they really need that money that people donate to actually carry out their activities. So the first step for us is that we've built what we call a hyper-transparent donation platform. And what that means is that when you donate to a charity through Alice, then you are guaranteed that your money is actually going to have a concrete impact. And if it doesn't have a concrete impact, then you'll get your money back, right? This is going to go live in the next few weeks. The first pilot that we're doing is with a big homeless charity in the UK called St. Mungo's. And what they're going to do is they're going to launch an appeal on Alice. They'll have their page to which you can donate. And the program that they're doing is helping homeless people find accommodation, take them off the streets. But the appeal comes with that guarantee. So it means that your money they will only receive your money if they can actually prove that they've taken a homeless person and put them in accommodation. So the way that works is, okay, normally there's a little animation there, but the way that works is that when you give your money, it's going to be collected and held by a smart contract. And the only way that the money can leave the smart contract is if the charities actually deliver on their promises. So they'll have specified some social outcomes, and if they can actually achieve those outcomes, that's what's going to trigger the payment. And obviously they can't just self-report that they've achieved these outcomes. They have to submit the proof. So taking the example of our first pilot, it's all about helping homeless people find accommodation, take them off the streets. So if they submit the proof of the tenancy agreement, that is what is going to validate the outcome and make the payment. So they receive the money, and as a donor, you get the notification, and you can see exactly what your money has helped to pay for. So that's how it works in a general way. Now I'm just going to pass on to Jacob, who's a CTO of Alice, so he can explain the more sort of technical because it's a bit of a hybrid platform, so he's going to run you through that.
So great to meet you. I met Raphaël about a year ago, and I was truly captivated by the idea of giving people the full visibility and the control over the money that they donate. And we thought that Ethereum is going to be a perfect technology for us. So we started with coding smart contracts. It was really amazing, but then we realized, talking with a lot of fundraisers, that actually if you want to access the mass audience, we need to understand that there's very short attention span, and we need to make our platform as convenient, as simple for donors as possible. That's why we came up with the idea of being kind of a concierge. We cannot expect all of the donors to install Mist browser. We cannot expect even to install something like a MetaMask plugin. So we are a concierge in a way that we create an account. We found it with Ether. So it gets a look and feel of a standard donation platform, even if behind the scenes we are integrated with on Ethereum. And we also got something like a geek mode. So whenever you learn about the technology, or for example, for guys like you who know how to directly interact with contracts, how to send transaction, you can always export an account. You got a full credential to do that, and you can on your own directly use the standard Ethereum API. And what technically are we doing? We are actually moving money from donors to charities, and also using escrow system. So we'd love to do it with pure Ether, but the problem is that most of the people outside of this room are not using Ether on a daily basis. So we thought about exchanging fiat currency like euro or pound sterling to Ether, but another problem with that is the volatility of the currency that is currently present. So even if there's a small glitch like a DAO hack that caused the price of Ether drop, we do not want the charities to be affected, that they lose some money to perform the action. So that's why we use something like a stable coin, which is actually, we use tokens that are pegged 1-to-1 to pound sterling, and we move these tokens using our smart contracts. And we work together with a company called Tremonex to issue this token, and we are regulated by a Financial Conduct Authority, which is a UK regulatory body. So if there's even anything wrong with our technology, the donor money are 100% secure because they are backed by a UK government. So along our journey, we realized that we built a system to transform pure smart contract into kind of a web platform. So we automatically generate a nice and appealing UI. We integrate with a convenient payment gateway, and we also need to have some special tools to handle a rapid flow of transaction, because the nature of this business is actually after an appeal is sent out, we may expect a very high peak of transaction, and we cannot allow the donors to wait few blocks because of the capacity of every block, so we need to process it asynchronously using our systems.
So that's, that one also had an animation, so you're not going to understand anything on there. But basically, there are 3 people in the team. There's Jacob and I, and there's a third co-founder, Areti, who's in charge of doing all the UX and the design and making the experience as seamless as possible for donors. We've also got the support of a couple of social tech grant-making bodies in the UK who gave us some initial seed grants to build the platform, which we were very grateful for. And that's it. So all 3 of us are driven by this by the will to use Ethereum for good. I mean, we know that Ethereum is going to change the world, and we're trying to apply it concretely right now. So that hopefully in the next few weeks, what you'll see is that there are homeless people that are going to be finding homes, that are going to start rebuilding their lives away from the streets, thanks to the power of Ethereum. So we'd love to share our experience, show you more about how things work on a technical level, how we've been interacting with charities, with the FCA, etc. So don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.